First grade, it's Miss Martin here. We're going to do our math lesson. Today we're doing lesson 7. So you're going to want to get out your Monday packet and you're going to want to pull out your math page. That should just look just like mine, except for yours is going to be in color. Mine's black and white. Make sure that you have this math page. We're going to do the first couple problems together and then you're going to do the rest of them on your own, but I just want us to do a little quick review before we get started. So if you remember, before we went on break, we were talking about time and we knew how to tell time and we were telling our different hands apart, right? So I'm going to use this in a minute, but remember that we're going to draw in red my little hand. And we're going to put little hand. Little hand. And we know that our little hand equals our hand. So remember when we were doing our chant before, my little hand equals my our hand. My little hand is my our hand. Okay, and we're going to make that one red. So for this lesson, if you have like a red crayon, a red pencil, or a red color pencil or something like that, I want you to do that when we're doing anything with our hand, because red is our hand. And remember our long hand, so it's our bigger hand, bigger than our red hand. That our big hand. Remember that one is our minute hand. Our minute hand. So we know our big hand is our minute hand, right? So this should be a review for you. I'm just going to keep this here so that we remember that our red hand, our little hand, is our hand, and our blue hand, our big hand, is our minute hand. Okay, so this is just a little bit of review. Now we're going to go ahead, let me move this out of the way. We're going to go ahead and quickly do a couple review things on our clock. So you don't have this is at school still, because we're going to use it when we get back, but I'm going to use mine for now, and you're going to help me tell me which time it is. So if you have a blank piece of paper, I want you to go ahead and try and get a blank piece of paper somewhere or some scratch paper or something, and I want you to try and solve these out with me, okay? Or if you just know them already in your head because you're so smart, first graders, that's okay too. You can just do it in your head and just say it along with me. Okay, so first what we need to do, don't need my red marker yet, I need my black one. So first what we need to do is, remember how before when we had our clock, let me move this so you can see it a little bit better. There you go. When we had our clock that I put on the board before we went on break, remember I had ... 00, ... 05. Remember when I did that? So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I'm going to do this on my clock right now. ... 10, ... 15, ... 20, ... 25, ... 30, ... 35, ... 40, ... 45, ... 50, ... 55. And remember, our ... 00 up here is also ... 60 as well. So that's what we need. That's what we had before. You can't really see my 60. Let me move it down a little bit. So remember we had these things before on our clock, and we know that with these little dots all around it, that's our minutes. That's how many minutes it is. So when our blue hand, which is our minute hand, and our big hand is pointing at one of those, that's how we can easily tell what time it is, because of the minute. And we just have to look at the minutes on the outside, okay? So I want you to do this on this page right now, on this clock. I want you to go ahead and do ... 00, ... 5, or 05, ... 10. Go ahead and do that, okay? I want you to either pause the video for a minute and do it that way, or just quickly do that, okay? So go ahead and pause the video until you're done, and then go ahead and come back when you already have it. Okay, I'm going to do it on mine too. Boys and girls, so now you should have it where it has your little dot. Ooh, too close, too close. It has your little dots all the way around with your minutes on it, okay? So put this paper to the side for now. We're still going to work on this one. Okay, so I'm going to take my, I want you to help me. Let me move this thing back out. I want you to help me tell the time, okay? So right now, I see what time it is right now. So I want you to try and help me figure out what time it is, because Miss Martin's having a little bit of struggles reading the clock, and I know that you can help me tell what time it is right now. So my hour hand, remember, my little hand equals my hour hand. My red hand equals my hour hand. So right now, my hour hand is pointed almost to the 2, but not quite. Okay, and I want you to remember that when we're doing this, so you might think, oh, well, it's pointing almost to the 2, so it must be almost 2 o'clock. Remember that it's not 2 o'clock until it points right. So it has from this point right here, from the 1 all the way to right before the 2, and that is still, let me zoom down. That means that it is still it's still 1 o'clock, not 2 o'clock. Okay, so we have all the way to right before the 2, from the 1 all the way to right before the 2, and that's how I know that it's still 1 o'clock. Okay? And then let me get my minute hand, and my minute hand is pointing like right over here. So I need you to help me and tell me what time that is, because I'm a little bit confused. So remember, we just did this. I have my minutes all the way around. So where is my blue hand pointing to? It's pointing to the 11. So is it 1:11? No, it's not 1:11, right? What is it pointing to? So we know that it's still 1 o'clock. So it's 1. And remember, when we're trying to tell minutes, we want to look around our clock and see what it is. So it's ... 55. So it's 1:55, right? Okay, if you didn't get that, that's okay. We're going to do another practice problem. So down here, what do I need to write? Am I going to write 55? Am I going to write 55 here? And then like 1 over here? No, right? That's not right. So Miss Martin, you're being silly. You don't know where to write your clock time at, right? So right here, am I going to put my 1 or my 55? I'm going to put my 1. So my hour hand always goes, or my hour always goes on this side of the dots. Okay, I want you to say this with me. Listen to it first, I say, and then you say. My minute hand, or not my minute hand, my hour always goes on this side. My hour hand always goes on this side. So we know that 1 is here, and we know that it has to go on this side of the dots. It can't go over here because this is where my minutes have to go. So remember my minutes, is it 1:11? No, it's 1:55. So am I going to put 5 here? No, right? They gave me 2 lines, so I'm going to use both of the lines. Erase this off. We're going to put 5. So it was 1:55. My minute hands, I say, you say, my minute hand, or my minutes need to go on this side. Need to go on this side. My hour needs to go on this side. So remember before I was having you put a 0 here, but I'm not going to have you do that today. We're just going to go ahead and just write the number itself. So now I know that this clock right here is pointing to 1:55. Okay, let me erase this real quick. So today on our math page, we're going to be talking about how to tell the time between half hour. So half past. So I know something is half past the time when it is pointing to my half an hour. Okay, I say, you say half past. Half past means 30 minutes. Means 30 minutes. So half past means 30 minutes. So right now it's telling me that I'm going to get my reddish pen. Look for point to my hour hand. So this one I know is my hour hand. And then my blue one I'm going to go ahead and do on my, oh, boys and girls, what did Miss Martin forget to do? She forgot to put her name. Don't forget to put your name and number, friends. Please put your name and number. Okay, so I'm going to draw my minute hand here in blue because that's what we've been practicing. Okay, so my hour hand is pointing not quite to my 11. It's still kind of my 10, so my hour is 10. And my minute hand is pointing to my 6. But what does that mean? Ooh, Ziggy's freaking out. There you go. What does it mean when it's pointing to my 6? It's 30 minutes. Remember, half past means 30 minutes. So what is it? It's half past what? If the time is 10:30, that means it's half past 10. Does that make sense? So this clock looks just like this one right here. If it's pointing right at my 30, and it's pointing like in between my 10 and my 11, just like that, it's half past 10. Okay, so I want you to put half past 10 on here because it's not quite 11, it's halfway to 11. It's halfway through our hour. Does that make sense, boys and girls? I hope it kind of makes sense. Okay, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. And you should have, look right here. So an analog clock, which is this clock right here, can show time to the half hour. A half hour is 30 minutes. So I say you say half past is 30 minutes. Okay, and we know that 30 minutes is half an hour, and that helps us realize that it's in half past 4 or 4:30, like for this clock, or half past 10 or 10:30, just like that we did on the other side. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look on these sides. I want you to go ahead and take your pencil, and I want you to underline half hour because this is one of our vocabulary words. When we get back to school, we're going to put it in our math notebook. Okay? Or actually, this one should already be in our math notebook. Okay. So, now we're going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, and 4 real quick. So, they're telling me here, let me move Ziggy up so you can see it. Okay, they're telling me here that it is pointed, my hour hand is my little hand, remember that. My little hand is pointing in between my 10 and my 9. So that means that it's still 9. And my minute hand is pointing to my 6, which I also know from my other side that is 30. Remember, I'm going to put this one here just for reference, okay? So it's pointing like this. Okay, just like that. So if it's pointing to this, we know that it's 9:30. So we're going to put 9:30 right here because that's the time. And then it's half past, so if it's 9:30 and 30 minutes equals half past, it's half past 9. So we're going to go ahead and put 9 on here, half past 9. Okay, we're going to quickly go ahead and do number 2. Okay, so number 2 is my hour hand is pointing in between my 1 and my 2, so I know that my hour is 1. Can't really see that. Let me rewrite it in like a darker marker. My hour hand is 1. And my my minute hand is pointing at the 6, which I know is ... 30. So that means that it is 1:30. And remember from up here, it tells us that half an hour is 30 minutes and half past is 30 minutes. So it's half past 1. Okay? So I think you can do the rest of them these 2 on your own. Go ahead and try them on your own. If you need help, go ahead and rewatch the video where I do these 2. Okay? You guys can do it, and I'll see you guys later on. Okay, boys and girls, and once you're done doing 3 and 4, I want you to go ahead and move on and do 5 all the way back here to number 14, and then I also want you to go ahead and do the right math, okay? If you're having trouble reading this, go ahead and ask someone at your house, and maybe they can read it for you, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow.